Hi, this is Margaret Byrd, and welcome to Color Quest. And once again, welcome to Bailey Farm. Right behind me is Rudbeckia. Rudbeckia is a wonderful dye source available in the late summer months, and I happened to come across it while I was out here last week chopping some cosmos for a echo print project. So I'm going to snag some of these now, and maybe I'm gonna see some green in my dye pot. Let's pick and take back to the kitchen and see what Rudbeckia wants to give us in the way of natural color. Now, you would think that green would be very common in nature, and in fact, as a natural color, I personally struggle to find it. And I'm sure there's a chemical reason for that. I'm sure there might be a mindset reason for that. But when I saw the Rudbeckia here, I thought this is a chance for me to try something that often will show up as a source of green dye. So something that I thought about was that recipes I've seen have predominantly used the whole flower head. But if you look at a Rudbeckia or a black-eyed Susan flower head, it has three very distinct colors. The center piece is very dark, almost black, thus the name black-eyed Susan. The petals, of course, are golden yellow, and underneath the petals, it's held together by the greenery of the stem. So there are really three colors. There's black, there's yellow, and there's green. So logic would tell you, if you place the flower heads into a dye pot, that those three colors might mix. And so I thought it might be fun and interesting to separate them out and see what each one of those parts of the flower and plant could do in the dye pot. And perhaps that might help me to better understand how or why green may come from Rudbeckia. it looks like my theory of different colors bringing different dye colors was correct. So I did get a very different color from each one of the dye pots that I used when I separated out the various pieces of the Rudbeckia flower. I got a really golden yellow, I got a very neutral brown, as well as a green and almost like a purple gray. And each one of the parts gave me something different. Now, when I combined all of these together, as most people do in the flower head, I personally did not get a green. I got more of a neutral brown. However, I have become more and more keen on understanding the power of alum as a mordant. And as you saw in this video, I got some pretty vivid greens after using alum as a pre-mordant. Now, I chose to use cellulose fibers in the form of cotton, but I brought in some cotton yarn, which is not something I normally do, but a lot of people will use natural dyeing for yarn. So I figured that would be a great way to see what it might do to a cotton yarn. Now, the tassels that I had were not white, they weren't bleached cotton. I purposely chose a more neutral colored tassel. And that, of course, is going to impact the result of the color. You don't start with a white background. The color of whatever your substrate is going to come through. Natural color is not opaque. It is, in fact, translucent, and therefore, whatever's behind it is going to come through. That's how many people will make green. In fact, they will use a two-step process of dyeing something yellow and then over-dyeing with blue, thus getting a green color. In this instance, that neutral brown of the cotton tassels did definitely alter the end result. So I threw in some bleached cotton in order to see what that might do with an alum, as well as with a soy milk binder. And the color was very different. And green really did come as a result of the alum treatment. So that just goes to show you, you can get so many different results based upon your environment, based upon your substrate, based upon your pre-treatment, post-treatment even. So always keep that in mind. And also that different parts of the plant can give you different colors. They don't always, but they can. So get curious around that. Maybe break some things up, test things with just the petals, test things with just the stems and leaves, or combine them all together. And you may just have a wonderful way of increasing your natural color palette. And of course, as often is the case, the result between cellulose fibers and protein fibers can be quite significant. So you saw in this video a much deeper result and some different color tones with the silk, which is the choice of fiber that I use as a protein. I don't have wool right now. I had ordered some wool tassels and they haven't arrived. I had wanted to compare the two between the cotton and the wool, but we'll just have to stick with silk this time. It gave us enough of a variation between those fibers to show how it really can make a difference. Well, by now you recognize that this little patch of Rudbeckia sits in this amazing group of cosmos. So next time on Color Quest, I am going to look again at cosmos, this time as simply a dye pot color with a simple heat extraction. With the result I got from the Echo Print and Cosmos, I became very curious as to what just a simple dye with Cosmos might bring. And since Bailey Farm still has rows and rows of this incredible flower, I will go ahead and pick some today, bring them back, and invite you to join me next week on Color Quest as we return to Cosmos. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great week.